If you suffer with a lot of headaches, you're getting migraines, I've got 7 fantastic natural tips that are really going to help you. I want you to start using these tips today. Okay, number 1 is to limit your EMF exposure. Now, if you don't know what that is, EMFs, electromagnetic fields, that are not natural in your environment. So this means Wi-Fi, this means your cell phone. This exposure to these electromagnetic frequencies can be a causative factor for migraines, and it is something that you definitely have to sort of do an inventory of all of these EMFs in your environment. I've got other videos on exactly how to mitigate your risks and decrease your exposure, but this is really important, especially if you're prone to those migraine headaches and they're happening quite often. Okay, tip number 2 for migraines is to make sure that you're optimizing your magnesium levels. Now, this is a very important mineral, especially a magnesium bisglycinate is my preferred type of magnesium to take because it helps to protect against, number 1, those EMF exposures by decreasing too much calcium flooding into your cells through your VGCCs, your voltage-gated calcium channels. And this is really common when we have a lot of EMFs in our environment. That calcium is going to flood in. That magnesium is a natural calcium channel blocker. It's going to help to decrease that influx of that calcium. So that's really important. Magnesium is also a natural muscle relaxant. And that's why I love the bisglycinate form of magnesium, because it really does help to relieve that muscle tension that can go along with those chronic migraine headaches. Okay, tip number 3 is to make sure your iron levels are also optimized. So both a magnesium but also an iron deficiency can cause chronic headaches and can be related to your migraines. So making sure, of course, that you're getting your blood work done with your doctor, seeing where your iron levels are at, and definitely if it has been suggested to you by your practitioner that you are getting enough iron and maybe even supplementing, I love the Iron Bisglycinate because it's really gentle on the stomach and is non-constipating, so it's not going to back up your bowels. My favorite type of iron to take. Okay, tip number 4 is to fix your leptin resistance. Now, if you don't know what this is really important. It has to do with your fat cells, with the feedback loops back to your brain in terms of how much food you're seeking out, your satiety levels, as well as your overall inflammatory response is related back to your leptin, and also how much sunlight exposure you're getting on your skin and your melanin levels. So that whole connection is very much related to having chronic inflammation, also having cardiovascular and changes in your vasculature. And we know that that causes those migraines when our blood flow is changing. This is really important to fix that leptin resistance, decreasing that inflammatory response, and helping to serve our blood vessels in a healthy way. Okay, number 5 is to limit your carbohydrates. Yes, now when you're spiking your blood glucose levels and things are not balanced, this can really wreak havoc not only on your overall metabolism and your insulin secretion, but can trigger those headaches and those migraines, especially when that blood sugar is dipping way down low. And that's when you're going to be craving that sugar. It can spark that headache, that migraine. So making sure that you're not overdoing it, especially with refined carbohydrates, is going to go a long way for helping with your migraines. Okay, tip number 6 is to do a full body detox. Now, this is something that if you've watched me before, you know that I recommend doing this at least 3 to 4 times per year. So taking some specific herbal medicines to help to detoxify the internal organs, the blood, the lymphatics as well. Just a great way to dump those extra toxins that we do accumulate over time. Really, really helpful for those migraines. And I've helped so many migraine sufferers with this point alone to be able to dump those toxins in a healthy, gentle, and very cleansing way by doing that full body detox. So something else that you can check out in my other videos. And number 7 on my list is to use a very specific acupressure point. And this is called, in traditional Chinese medicine, large intestine 4. So it actually is related back to your digestion, your large intestine function. And you may have noticed that, you get more headaches, you maybe get migraines when your bowels are backed up. So when you're more constipated, and there is a direct link in terms of the way that our qi, our energy flows through our meridians. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the Li4, so right in this webbed part of your finger, that point is the master point for your head. Any type of head and neck issue, you can press on this point doing that acupressure. Li4 is going to help to relieve that headache. Now, the way that you find the point is between that web, between your thumb and your first finger, right where the bones sort of meet. There's a V there. You're going to press on that area in the direction of across your hand bones in this direction. And when you find that point, it is sort of aches, and you feel an ache that kind of travels across your hand. That's how you know that you've got that right point, the Li4. Try try this the next time that you feel that migraine coming on. Okay, now for more tips on how to do that full body detox, please check out my video, Full Body Detox Tips. I'll see you there.